Hey, what's going on, party people? This your man Griff here. Just wanted to do a video dealing with the subject of late loan documents. And in order to deal with late loan documents or not to allow them to get you frustrated, you need to understand what's the process and what's going on with them. So, simply put, when a loan is ready to close, the escrow officer has to get a notary, and they do it in one or two manners. They either have them or their office, somebody in their office, call for a notary and say, "Hey, Earl, can you do this here closing for me at 4 o'clock today?" Or that escrow officer, processor, whoever from that office contacts a signing company and say, "Hey, signing company, we have a contract with you to go get us a notary. So we have this here assignment. Go get somebody for us for 4 o'clock." And then the order comes out, you click on it, they say, "Okay, Earl got it." So Earl's going to do it at 4 o'clock, or 4:30, whatever time that's going to be. Now, this doesn't, now you say, well, the documents are coming late, and a lot of people assess or attribute the lateness of the documents only to signing companies, saying the signing company got me the documents late. Well, who got the signing company their documents late? And who got the people who got the documents late to the signing company their documents late? So the question is, who's getting the documents late and what's causing the documents to be late? That's really what you got to get down to. So let me share my screen. So I found this, and it's it explains everything. And this is also for people who never own a home. I want you to understand this here process, okay? And I'm going to read this, okay? So just bear with me, people. The mortgage processing and underwriting. And this here is the key, the underwriting. The underwriter is the person who is the one who really does approve the loan. If the underwriter is not happy, you don't get the loan. Okay. So even though you may have all of these things you think are in a row, your loan officer, notice what I'm saying, the loan officer is talking all these beautiful, lovely things to you. And then they come back and say, "Oh, the underwriter doesn't like this, the underwriter doesn't like that." So the loan officer can talk all pretty and stuff to you, but it's the underwriter is the one that actually says you get the deal done. So it says once you've um fooled your loan, it's supposed to be filled. That's what they don't know how to spell. Once your full loan package has been submitted, I'm reading it wrong. Your mortgage process begins. For you, the buyer, is mostly waiting period. But if you're curious, here's what happens behind the scene. First, the loan processor prepares your file for for underwriting. At this time, all the necessary credit reports are ordered, as well as your title search and tax transcripts. For information on the application, such as bank deposits and payment histories, are verified. So, or information on the application, such as bank deposits and payment histories, are verified. Talks about responding rapidly in case they have any questions. Any credit issues, such as late payments, collections, or judgments, require a written explanation. Once a processor has put together a complete package of all verifications and documentations, the file is sent to who? The underwriter. Okay, so notice the processor. So you got the loan officer, then you have the processor, then you have the underwriter. During this time, the underwriter will review your information in detail. It's their job to nitpick the information you've provided, looking for missing items and red flags. So here's the deal. The question is, when does the processor get the information to the underwriter? So if the loan is supposed to close, if they're telling you the loan closes on Friday the 18th, or that's when they estimate, that's what your loan officer says. The question is, when does the loan processor take that information that the loan officer has collected from you and give it to the underwriter? I mean, collect it from you and give it to the processor, who then turns around and gets everything verified and sends it to the underwriter. If the processor has not done their part, then the underwriter can't do theirs. Therefore, even though they've said from the loan officer, closing is going to be on this day, the underwriter's like, well, I'm just getting this thing today. It ain't happening. I see this red flag. I see that red flag. Or, hey, Mr. Processor or Miss Processor, you didn't do this part right. You didn't do that part right. I need you to go back and double check this. Make sure this is straight. Make sure that is straight. Okay. So all of this stuff is going on back and forth. Now it says primary, they'll primarily focus on 3 C's of mortgage underwriting. Capacity. Do you have cash to pay your loan? The cash to pay your loan. Credit. Does your credit history show that you pay your debts on time? Collateral. Is the value of the property you're buying sufficient collateral for the loan? Did the appraisal show that the purchase price and home value are aligned? And this is key, okay? Because I've sat there showing people on the CD, here's your, and it comes in 2 flavors. It says estimated or appraised, okay? And I noticed that it said, okay, it'll say appraised property value, and then sometimes it'll say estimated property value. I haven't looked into the difference, and I was like, that might mean that they really haven't done a true appraisal and they're just giving you an estimated. That's what I'm thinking off the top of my head. But all of those things align, have to align. So if those 3 things aren't straight, if any one of those things isn't correct, documents can be delayed. So if the document's going to be delayed, is that the signing company's problem? So you're saying I'm gonna be direct, but guess what? That process still fits in with the direct client. So if you're working directly for a title company and the title and the process of the loan, the escrow officer say, hey, Earl, I need you to do this on Friday, dot. Okay, cool, got it. But the people back at the underwriter, process, and loan officer haven't done their part, meaning not saying they're not doing their job. I said haven't done their part for us finishing, you're not going to get them documents on time. So then it says during the underwriting process, they may come back with questions. You should respond as quickly as possible to ensure a smooth underwriting process. That brings in another issue. If the signer who's getting the loan has to answer questions to the underwriter in writing, and let's say if it's a split signing, husband's in California, wife's in Texas, and you're a Texas notary and you're trying to get it done, and they got to wait for this person to sign off on that and respond, it could take longer. So it doesn't matter where you're at in the country. If the person who's supposed to be answering questions to the underwriter is taking their time, if the underwriter sends it to the processor, says, I need these 3 questions answered. If the processor delays in getting that back to the loan officer in a timely manner, and then the loan officer delays getting it to the signer, that can hold things up. If the signer delays in answering those questions, and then the loan officer delays in providing those answers to those questions, and then the processor is slow in getting the answer to those questions to the underwriter, the document is going to be late. Okay. So that's why I say, as a notary, don't sweat it. And I'm in the beginning, it frustrated the heck out of me. But when I reflected back on my own process of buying 2 houses, my first house, and then selling that one, then in the one we're in now, I said, you know what? This is just indicative of the industry. Now, here starts the closing day. You have made it to the big day, closing. The lender will send the closing documents along with instructions on how to prepare them to the closing attorney or title company. Prepare yourself for a big stack of papers you'll be signing. One of the most important documents is the closing disclosure. It should look similar to the loan estimate you received when you originally completed the full loan application. Your loan estimate gave you an estimated cost. The closing disclosure confirmed those costs. In fact, the two should match pretty closely. Law prevents them from differing too much. However, if everything is in order, you'll sign your documents, receive your keys, and you're a new homeowner. I don't know how to break it down and make it any more plain. As a notary, stop freaking out, stop sweating it. The docs are going to be late sometimes. Why they're going to be late, that shows you why. Because if that process isn't together, and that process is not indicative of just a signing company, okay? This is not a thing of, oh, well, that signing company. Keep in mind, you have the loan officer, the title company, the signing company, yourself. If the signing company is only, if their role in this is just to get a notary, and they say, well, you give us the documents, we'll upload them to the portal to get to the notary, the signing company can only do but so much. If they don't have the documents in hand, they can't get them to you. And then it's like, we got to call title. So title, what's going on? Title says, telling the signing company, we're waiting on the documents. They may not give them the specifics that, hey, we're waiting on the underwriter. The underwriter might be playing golf. The underwriter might be sick. The underwriters, we might be down 2 underwriters and we got only 1 underwriter that's actually trying to process everything for everybody. So therefore, it's going to take some time. And guess what? It's not going to happen today. Or the underwriter sees some issues with what the information is supposed to be. I got questions. This didn't get clarified. I never got this letter. I asked a question about this and y'all never provided it to me because the processor, I forgot to tell the loan officer, oops, I forgot to tell the borrower, oops, I forgot to answer. You get what I'm saying? So that's the process. This isn't something that Griff is making up, okay? Then you have the title company who's taking that information, or the closing attorney, and putting the package together per the instructions that was given to them. Somebody in that office is doing a QC check. Has this package been put together in accordance with these instructions? Either yes or no. And then they say, wait a minute. No, that's not right. Something isn't right here. This supposed to go here, that's supposed to go there. This isn't supposed to be in there. So when you have stuff like, oh, we accidentally put the person's deceased spouse on there or deceased parent on there, and I've had cases where I've done a closing, sitting there with the person, and I said, where's Diana? And they're like, well, Diana isn't here because she's been dead for the last 6 years. So when you have that kind of stuff, then it's like, uh-oh, somebody didn't QC this thing. So all of that is what's going on. And you need to understand that's the process. And it can be frustrating. It is frustrating, but as a notary, there's really not a whole lot we can do to make that thing smoother. That's just what it is. So if the buyers or borrowers done all their part, then everything is tangled up between the loan officer, processor, underwriter, and then the company, whoever's putting the documents together. So that is simply it. I don't know how else to explain it. It's up to you whether you accept that. It's up to you whether you still continue to allow this to frustrate you. You don't have to. You just move on. Hey, if you can't do it, then you just let them know I'm not able to do it. And all of this came up because one of my good friends, she was going through that and she was just waiting on the docs, had another appointment. And she was like, what is going on here? The title companies or the signing company is saying going out there anyway. Just go. She, couldn't confirm it. You just go, once you get the documents, whenever they come, just go. And it's like, okay, it's 7 o'clock at night. It's a 30-minute drive. I got another appointment. It's gonna make me late. So then and the signing company will be upset that you bowed out. But it's nothing that, it's like, okay, what do you want me to do? Just take one order per day, just yours, and sit there all day and wait for this one set of documents that may or may not come, and miss out on making additional money because whatever has happened, let's switch it around. I can do it tomorrow or what have you, but I have another appointment and I can't be late for that because matter of fact, sometimes it's been, I got another appointment for you, that I already got the documents for, and I need to go to that signing company. So I'm doing 2 for you back to back. And the one that's in front don't have the docs for, and I need them because I already got the docs for the one in the back. I need to go on and do this one that I'm doing for you. Okay. So that's it. Thank y'all for everybody for listening. Thank y'all for the subscriptions and the likes and everything. Feel free to share this video out to whoever you think may need it. I got another video coming real quick about my first 30 days and what I've learned. Um, I've learned a lot and everything, and I've learned a lot from y'all, and I appreciate everything that people have shared with me. So y'all have a good one. Peace.